Hello friends, it's Julie, and today I'm going to show you a journal that I have made within 24 hours. And it is made out of an old book, so it is in a way an altered book or a junk journal made out of an old book. So this is an old fairy tale book that was actually going to be thrown away or discarded by the owner. So I decided that this would be a good one because it fit the papers, because it was just so lovely. And so I took out all the pages, and I also separated them as I could, so then they would be in one piece. So when I folded them over, all I had to do was use them again in the journal. So you'll see that as we go. So first of all, I made a couple things here. I made a little belly band with an old postcard, which kind of looked like a fairy tale, and one of these little postalettes here. And then also had a little lace pocket here, and I have included a lot of these pieces of the original book. So this is a whole story in the page. And okay, so the whole book was made in a 24-hour period, and I did sleep. I started like at 10 or 11 in the morning, and I finished it. I made sure to finish it at the same time. The only thing that I didn't have done in the 24 hours was adding things like this. I added some of the ephemera later, which was fine. So I thought, but all the things that were glued in and all of the pockets and stuff. So here's an old postcard, and then I included one of the poems, and I was able to get both poems in the front and back. And here we have, this is part of the original page, so we have another belly band with a page from an illustration from the book. So the pages, oh, just a second, my dog wants to say hi. Okay, so this is a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and when this paper, if you fold it in half, it is only going to go partially. There's going to be a few inches left here that is going to be short of the book. So what I did was I folded them so they were like this, and then I had a short piece like that. So a lot of these pieces I had extended with different techniques, and I'll show you as we go. Like this one was extended with lace. This is a lot of the tea dye paper, similar to the ones that I showed you in my tea dyeing. And I'll show you how I did this pocket in the next one. I did this video before, but when I did it, I was just tired and it was boring and I was monotone. So I'm doing this again. Hopefully I sound more energetic. So here's an old doily. Here is a piece of ledger paper, a modern piece of ledger paper I just printed over. Some more of the fairy tale. And I did include some tabs, little pieces of lace, and another extension of the paper. I didn't extend them all, but I did some. Here's a little ruffle and some doily. This was, what did I clip? This is a piece of the end papers that were in here. And I did have, when I cut out the book, of course you have the end paper that was connected to the cover. So what I did when I did the inside, I did a hidden binding. So I took the piece of cardboard that I was using for the hidden binding, and I wrapped it in the leftover end pieces. So then it would continually look like the book. You wouldn't be able to notice. And this is the piece that was left, so that you can decorate with or whatever. Here's another way that I extended the page by using an oblong doily. And this is, I love doing this. When you have the 3-layer, you can just see it like this, and I just edged it with lace. This lace was wrinkled, and it's interesting that it wrinkled at the same place. I don't know. It's junk journal. It's shabby, so that's what you do. Here is another place where I extended the page. This is an even shorter one. Some of them are different length. And this is a handmade piece of paper, and it's also signed. And I just attached one of the tags that I had made out of a masterboard. Again, some more short pieces. This is a envelope that I just tucked in another of those stories, another fable. I extended this page by using some of one of the headings from the chapter, and on the other hand put some lace. And this one I just didn't put anything on the other side because I was making the St. Francis of Assisi page, and I also included the part of the story because I like St. Francis. It's one of the saints. He's kind of an interesting guy. And then I included a little piece of color here. So I thought animal print kind of goes with him, right? Just another lace pocket. And this right here is part of the pages that were in there, and that's how I made this pocket in here. I just folded this in half lengthways like that, and then I trimmed it down so I could attach it and make a pocket on each side of the page. This one was connected still to the page, the folded page, so I left it here. And here is the middle of the first signature. Another pocket with an illustration, and the illustrations were on different papers, so you could still use that to draw or journal on the other side, whatever you prefer. Here's another one of those pockets that I used, and I did put a little bit of fun stuff on there. Another story of the original book. Here's that other part of that envelope, and a little illustration of fables. More lace extensions. And here we have again the triple. We have the butterfly. This is doily on tea dye paper, and this is a piece of tatting. I have the length of the string, so you can attach beads or something to it, or just trim it. Another page extension, a little piece of Little Princess. I just love fairy tales. Here again is the, let's see, what did I do here? I made this into a pocket, that's what I did. And I have a part of the story, some of the poems that were in here. And this, I believe this is a double pocket, so you could put something in on either side of there. And then another extension from a heading. Lace, I just had some lovely lace I could use here. Oh, that got wrinkled. Oh, anyways, I did this extension by using masking tape and an illustration from the swans. And so you have a little slip there, a little bit more of the story, and extension again. Here's another little thing that was on the side of a story page. Just a loose piece of lace. This can be put on here, made into a pocket, or just you could attach something to it, whatever your imagination desires. And that ended this first signature. And here you can see the end paper that I used on the hidden binding. And now we go into this one, and you can journal on this or collage. Just another little pocket with some old stationery. The only thing with lace is it has so many things to catch on. But anyway, so it's more of this lovely doily, a little ruffle. Some more extension here. Story illustration. This is one of my favorite pieces of laces. I only have so many left, so I just use it as a tab because then more people can enjoy it. So yeah, I added music page, I guess. So this, I just covered the whole page. I could have used it as a pocket, but I thought it was kind of a nice little, kind of muted the illustration. You can still see it. And is that, there we go. And you could journal or collage or whatever you'd like to do with that. Another one that I added in using masking tape, and I think masking tape actually goes well with this grungy old things. Here we have another triple design. We have 1 and 2. This one likes to fold backwards, and then 3 together. So you have just that look of the lace extension, but you have 3 pages. It'd be kind of fun to do something different on those. This kind of looks like a triple, but it's not. It's just different lengths of ones. Here is an image again that I attached. Here's a belly band envelope with a story inside. And I did put something in here as well, another story that I was able to keep whole, like that. And more story. Here's the middle. Now just note that this is slightly off, so it is not completely straight. That's just part of the charm of a handmade item here. And then again, one of these pockets with some things. And here's another story over here. And I tried to match up the stories with the images. because this is the ass in the lion skin, and there's the illustration there. So I did try to be deliberate in that. A little ruffled tab. Another add-on of a page. So there's plenty of room to journal in this one, which I really think is great, because you can choose to journal, you could choose to collage, you can choose to add in all your other stuff. And you can choose to keep the original stories in here as well if you'd like. Here is a little floral piece. It's a large pocket, so you could put quite a nice thing in here. And I believe, yep, it's a pocket on the other side too. So I love this illustration. And then this is the original title page, so I kept that in the book in case you're ever curious about that. And then I just left this last end piece in here, not end piece, end paper in here for whatever purpose. You can include it in here or use it somewhere else. Another loose piece of lace to do with what you like. And then at the back I have this an envelope pocket. And actually I'm gonna put something else in here. This is actually addressed to me, so I'm gonna stick something else in there. So there you go. And I have left the cover untouched. I had thought of doing something with it, but I really just like it how it is. And sometimes you just don't need to embellish something that's already beautiful. It just this old wear and the patina that it has, and just I just couldn't cover this up. And you can clearly see on the edges here that it is no longer the book that it was. It's a fairy tale journal. This is what you can do in 24 hours, except I did add some of the ephemera afterwards, so that's just the way it goes. But it's never completely done. You can always feel like you could do some stamping, you could do some stenciling, you could, add in more ephemera, whatever. But I'm just calling it as it is. The reason why I could do this within 24 hours is because I already knew how to do these techniques. I knew how to do an invisible binding, I knew how to do signatures, I knew how to add things. I had other things on hand. So the reason why you could do something like this in a quick amount of time is being prepared and having knowledge ahead of time. And still, it's not perfect. I mean, the bottom signature, because of that slight misalignment, it went a little bit lower than the other signature. So it's imperfect that way, but it's also imperfectly beautiful, I think, in my mind. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next page. Goodbye.